All right, now we're going to talk about a very fundamental part of the game, judging a fair or foul ball. Seems like it ought to be pretty simple, but there's a lot of confusion on it, and there are a lot of things that have to happen that you need to know. All right, first of all, the chalk of the foul line is in fair territory. So the line is actually here, so the chalk is actually fair. Okay? Now the rule is if any part of the ball is over any part of the line, the ball will be fair. So if the ball was just like that and it's right there, you would point the ball fair. Right? If it was over here, we have a foul ball. Okay? And now the fair foul ball is not judged. You don't make any call on fair foul on a bounding ball, which is one that hits the bat and then hits within the infield first. Right? You don't judge that as fair or foul until it stops. That would be fair. Stops, foul. Is touched. As soon as it's touched, that would be foul. It's touched, that's fair. So when it stops or is touched, when it's rolling in the infield, that's when you make the call and not before that. Right? Or when the ball bounced past first or third base, which we'll get to in a minute. Right? Now, it's always judged by the relative position of the ball and the line. The fielder's feet or body have nothing to do with the judgment. The judgment is always where is the ball in relation to the line. All right? Now this ball could hit the ground and roll and change directions several times. Right? And you would not make the call until it finally stops or is touched. And at that time, you judge it fair or foul. Now we're going to talk about the judgment of fair or foul ball in the situations where the ball touches the ground on the infield side of the base first, right after it comes off the bat. You can't call it fair or foul until it stops or is touched or it goes beyond first or third base. Now, it's ruled by where the ball crosses the base. So the ball could actually touch down in foul territory, and with a lot of spin on it, it comes up and goes over the base and lands on the other side of the base. That would be a fair ball because it went over the bag fair. Right? You could have another one that touches in here fair, and then because of the spin comes up over the base, and then its next landing is in foul territory. But that would be a fair ball because it went over the base fair. Right? Now for balls that first touch the ground beyond first or third base, meaning that they came right off the bat and the first time they touched the ground was here, you would rule it by where it is when it hits the ground. Now, if it comes off the bat and it first touches the ground here, you have a foul ball. So if it touches the ground, you have to wait until it goes past the bag or is touched. If it first touches the ground out here, you don't have to wait. You call it immediately. Okay, now we're going to give some examples of the fact that it's where the ball is in relation to the line, and it has nothing to do with the position of the fielder. You have to judge where the ball was when it's touched. Right? So we're going to give an example here where he touches the ball, and then it goes in one side of the field and it falls to the other. So here's one where he's going to touch it in fair territory, and it's going to fall foul. Here we go. Okay, that would be a fair ball because he touched it over fair territory. Where it eventually landed is irrelevant to the call. You call it as soon as he touches it. And here's one where he's going to be in foul. He's going to touch it foul and knock it into fair. All right, that's a foul ball because he was over foul territory when he touched the ball. Now we're going to have one where his body is in foul territory, but he touches the ball in fair territory. Right, that's a fair ball. Right? Pretty simple. Always judge it by where the ball is, when it's touched or stops, and then you'll get the call right.